Hi, this is Kabir from Flycatcher Technologies, and we'll go over today a little bit about the paddle wheel flow meter, which is used for measurement of typically water flow or chemicals. It has many applications, and it's very accurate. Up to 1% is what the expected accuracy is. So start off. This is what a typical flow meter looks like. This is a 1.5 inch flow meter. It comes with a standard 3 meter cable, which when we install, we'll be putting it into a conduit gland. And the way to install it is there are threaded ends. So we'll just put a female threaded coupling, and it can be joined to a standard 1.5 inch pipe. The flow direction is clearly marked, so just you can follow that arrow. Now while installing this, one of the things to take care of, so at the inlet, uh, where the flow is coming in, we need to maintain a straight length of the pipe. Now this is about 20 times the diameter of the pipe. So I'll send you a document with the table, but essentially you need that straight length of pipe to avoid any what they call eddies or disturbances in the water. So that will affect the accuracy. So we should try and maintain that length to get maximum accuracy. But if it's just not possible, we can shorten it, just knowing that the accuracy will drop. Similarly, at the outlet, uh, it's recommended to maintain about 5 times the diameter of straight length of pipe. Okay, so that's one of the cares that we need to take. The second thing is the orientation. Ideal orientation is horizontal, but it will also work in the vertical orientation. Okay. Now, what we essentially with orientation, what we're trying to do is avoid any air bubbles. Sometimes we know if the water runs out, right, or there's nothing, then when air is there, it leads to a lot of inaccuracy. Just knowing that during those, so understanding during those periods, if the pipeline is empty, then there will be some inaccuracy in the reading. But once it gets uh, you know, uh, flooded with water, then it should be fine. Uh, just that even inside, if an air bubble gets trapped, it can lead to trouble. So just something to keep in mind. We want to avoid air bubbles in here, which will lead to inaccuracies. So I'll show you the construction and how to. So now again, this is a wire sitting down. So the way to open it is just if we need to. Okay, so they'll come fitted, but we can just unscrew this and gently twist this. Right, there are O-rings, so we want to twist and take it out, and then it just pops out very nicely. Okay, so that was the wire falling out. So here's the meter itself. So like I said, if there are air bubbles here, then this so the way it works is when the water flows, this paddle turns, right, and there are little magnets here which the sensor picks up and sends pulses to our controller. Then a controller reads those pulses and converts them to flow. Right? So any air bubble around this would prevent this from turning. So we want to avoid air bubbles. The other thing to note is this: if there's any reverse flow, this will also turn in both directions, right? So it will generate pulses. So we want to again, if by chance there is some reverse flow, then it will show that flow in one direction. That's another thing to keep in mind, right? Air bubbles and reverse flow will also lead to a reading. Okay, so um, I think that's the key things I've covered. The other thing is, so what I showed you initially was a 1.5 inch fitting. We have different line sizes, so this is for a 1 inch, and it will also be used for a 1.25 inch. We'll have to put reducers. Okay, so this similar sensor on a 1 inch fitting, and for 2 inch and above, there are these saddles, right? So in a 2 inch pipe, we will drill a hole with a hole saw, so which also I will send to you. So this is a hole saw, 35 mm hole saw, in which we can drill it in a 2-inch pipe, and this saddle is to be mounted there along, with these hose clamps, right? So there's an O-ring here. Again, it will seal it up, and you put these hose clamps on a 2-inch pipe, and again this will be mounted on top. So simple enough, right? Again, just we have to take care of the inlet straight length, outlet straight length. Um, So in addition to that, I'll be sending you strainers, one for each one of this. So we'll put it at the inlet after the straight length. And the strainer is to avoid any particles, etc., coming in and clogging this up. So just a good safety, and I mean, we'll see after a month or two, just open up those strainers and see if there's any dirt, and we can determine the cleaning frequency. It's also good downstream, no particles there. So it's good for the overall piping system. Uh, yeah, so I think that's it. You can always contact me with any questions. I think I've covered everything that I had planned to. Thank you.